Welcome back to the channel, car enthusiasts. Today, we've got something truly iconic, a car that doesn't just define an era but continues to turn heads even in 2025. We're talking about the legendary 1968 Dodge Charger R/T, and the model we have with us today is finished in a breathtaking, glossy red that screams muscle, attitude, and timeless American power. The Charger has always been the poster child of classic muscle cars, and the R/T trim is where Dodge really showed off its engineering and design might. Whether you remember it as the ultimate street machine, the villain's car in Hollywood chases, or as one of the most menacing silhouettes to ever grace the asphalt, the Charger R/T holds a special place in automotive history. In this video, we're going to take you through everything this beast has to offer. The iconic exterior design that makes it instantly recognizable, the interior that balances retro charm with functionality, the kind of performance that built the Charger's reputation on drag strips and highways, and finally, what you can expect in terms of pricing in today's market. By the end, you'll know exactly why the 1968 Dodge Charger R/T remains one of the most collectible, talked about, and celebrated cars ever built. So buckle up, because this is going to be a thrilling ride. Exterior. Let's start with the exterior, because that's where the Charger R/T really sets itself apart from its competition. The 1968 redesign was the moment Dodge perfected the look of the muscle car. Right away, you're drawn to the Coke bottle shape, wide fenders, pinched waist, and muscular rear quarters that give it that athletic stance. This wasn't just a car, it was a statement on wheels. In this red finish, it takes on an even more aggressive personality, highlighting the curves and angles in a way that's impossible to ignore. One of the most iconic features has to be the hidden headlamps. At the front, you get that full-width split grille, menacing and clean, with headlights concealed behind vacuum-operated doors. When those flip open, the car almost winks at you before baring its fangs. The R/T badge proudly sits on the grille, letting you know this isn't just any Charger, this is the road/track version, the top-of-the-line performance machine. Moving along the side profile, the Charger R/T looks low, long, and mean. The roofline flows seamlessly into the fastback rear, creating that unmistakable silhouette. The recessed door handles and minimal trim add to its smooth, uncluttered design. The chrome accents, from the window surrounds to the wheel arches, bring just the right amount of flash without overdoing it. And then there are the wheels. Classic Magnum 500s wrapped in period-correct tires, that complete the stance of a car born for the street and the strip. At the rear, the full-width taillight panel with circular lamps is another signature design touch. The R/T badging returns here, just above the bumper, reminding anyone behind you that they're following a serious piece of machinery. The dual exhaust tips peeking out from under the bumper add a finishing touch that's both functional and intimidating. Even in 2025, the 1968 Charger R/T's design doesn't feel dated, it feels timeless. It's a car that commands respect wherever it goes, and this red version is as close as you get to rolling artwork. Interior. Stepping inside, the Dodge Charger R/T of 1968 blends functionality with a touch of muscle-era luxury. It's a driver-focused cabin, but Dodge knew that style was just as important as horsepower. The first thing you notice is the full-width instrument panel, which gives the car a cockpit-like feel. The gauges are deeply recessed and easy to read, giving off that race-inspired vibe. The steering wheel is large by modern standards, but it feels right at home here, thin-rimmed, chrome-accented, and with the Dodge emblem at the center. Behind it, you get the speedometer, tachometer, and auxiliary gauges, all framed in a clean black dash that wraps around the driver. This was Dodge's way of making you feel in control, like you're piloting something more than just a car. The seats in the R/T are upholstered in vinyl, with supportive bolstering that was ahead of its time. In this red version, black interiors create a striking contrast that elevates the muscle car vibe. The front buckets are comfortable enough for cruising, but also designed to hold you in place when you unleash that big V8. The rear bench is surprisingly roomy for a fastback coupe, proving that Dodge didn't sacrifice practicality for style. Other interior touches include wood grain trim inserts, a center console with chrome shifter, and plenty of bright accents that make the cabin feel upscale compared to its competitors. Features like air conditioning, AM/FM radio, and even an optional 8-track player were available, making the Charger R/T not just a muscle car but also a grand touring coupe in disguise. Even today, sitting inside feels like you've stepped into a time machine. It's not filled with screens or digital clutter, it's pure analog charm. The sound, the smell of vinyl, and the feel of chrome switches all remind you that this is driving in its rawest and most engaging form. Performance. Now, let's talk about the heart and soul of the 1968 Dodge Charger R/T, its performance. This wasn't just a pretty car, it was engineered to dominate streets and drag strips alike. Under the hood, the R/T came standard with the legendary 440 Magnum V8, displacing 7.2 liters and pumping out 375 horsepower and 480 lb-ft of torque. For those who wanted even more, Dodge offered the now mythical 426 Hemi, rated at 425 horsepower but famously underrated. Real-world figures were closer to 450 or more. The 440 was the perfect blend of street usability and raw muscle, while the Hemi turned the Charger into a fire-breathing monster. Paired with either a 4-speed manual or a 3-speed TorqueFlite automatic, this car could launch off the line with authority and keep pulling hard well past legal speeds. 0 to 60 in under 6 seconds was achievable with the Hemi, making it one of the fastest cars of its time. But the Charger wasn't just about straight-line performance. With heavy-duty suspension, beefed-up brakes, and wide tires, the R/T could handle itself on winding roads and highway stretches. The steering was typically heavy, as you'd expect from a late 60s muscle car, but it added to the sense of control and connection. The exhaust note, especially from the Hemi, was pure thunder, deep, raw, and unmistakable. It's the kind of sound that makes car lovers turn their heads from blocks away. Even in 2025, when we're surrounded by electric hypercars and turbocharged efficiency machines, the raw, mechanical power of the Charger R/T is something truly special. It's visceral, it's unfiltered, and it makes every drive feel like an event. Prices. Finally, let's talk about pricing, because owning a 1968 Dodge Charger R/T today isn't just about driving, it's about investing in a piece of history. Back in 1968, this car started at just over $3,500, which was considered reasonable for the performance it offered. Fast forward to today, and the story is very different. In 2025, a well-preserved or fully restored Charger R/T commands serious money. Base models with the 440 engine typically sell in the range of $90,000 to $140,000, depending on condition and originality. Cars with matching numbers, original paint, or rare options can push even higher. If you're looking at the Holy Grail, the 426 Hemi-equipped R/T, you're talking six-figure sums that often exceed $200,000, with concours-quality examples reaching well over $300,000 at auctions. The red color, combined with the R/T trim and performance options, makes this particular Charger even more desirable. Collectors prize these cars not only for their design and performance but also for their cultural significance. The Charger has starred in countless films, TV shows, and music videos, cementing its place as more than just a car, it's an icon of American pop culture. So, is it worth the price? Absolutely. For many, owning a 1968 Dodge Charger R/T isn't just about driving, it's about preserving a piece of muscle car history, a time when power was king and style was bold. With values continuing to rise, the Charger R/T is both a thrill machine and a solid investment. And that wraps up our deep dive into the 1968 Dodge Charger R/T and its stunning red finish. From its unforgettable exterior design to the raw muscle under the hood, from its driver-focused interior to the skyrocketing values in today's market, it's easy to see why this car remains one of the most legendary machines of all time. If you enjoyed this review and want to see more classic icons and modern machines on the channel, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you never miss an upload. Drop a comment below, What's your favorite Charger memory, and would you pick the 440 or the Hemi? Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep the passion for cars alive.